Obviously the defense, we started slow. We gave them 4 threes right in the beginning. And then the rest of the game, they were like, I think 4 for 25 because we just did a better job of getting them off their spots. The defense was just the difference. We made some really good steals. Marek was really good down low. And offensively, we wanted Marek to go against their bigger guy, and he got him in foul trouble. The guy's a really good player, and he got him in foul trouble, got him kind of out of his rhythm. And then Quincy, when they went small, Quincy just dominated inside. Again, Kadari came in, gave us a big lift at both ends. Got in a little foul trouble, but negotiated that. Allen was really good. This was his best overall defensive game, rebounding. He just was really solid. Buddy and Joe didn't shoot well. We didn't shoot well, but that's all right. Our defense was good, and that was the difference in the game, I thought. But it was just a really good team effort. Virginia Tech's a really good team. They got off to a really good start, and we were able to just hang in there and keep it close. And then really played really good defense over the last part of the first half and in the second half.
Thank you, Coach. Our first question will be from Matthew Gutierrez.
Hey, Jim. Just wanted to ask you about Quincy. Obviously, he's been so good offensively. We don't really have to talk about that, really. He's just been so consistent. But defensively, how would you assess his defense, his improvement, not only this season, but since his freshman year?
He's getting better all the time. I just think his whole game is getting better. I thought today, Buddy got him for that 3, and it was a big 3 for him to hit because we needed it. Game's still right there, and that was a big 3. I mean, that was a big difference maker 3. And, we only made 4 of them, but that was a pretty big one. Again, we didn't shoot it well. And, when we don't shoot it well and from the guard spot and still are able to obviously score a good number of points, we were able to get it from Marek and Quincy. The one thing that is important to understand is when Buddy and Allen and Joe are in the game, they're sticking tight. They're going to play them tight. They're not coming off. And most teams help down low on Quincy or on a guy like Marek driving. Marek gets all that space to drive because they're going to stay with Buddy and Joe wherever they are. That creates that first play of the game. You can drive all the way in, turn, spin back, and get a layup because there's nobody there to help. They're going to play those shooters. So, again, I thought Quincy and Marek really took advantage of that tonight. And, were just big difference makers in the game. And, that was really the offensive part of the game tonight. We didn't make shots, and the last game we made a bunch of shots from the perimeter and won. In this game we got it inside and made a bunch of shots in there and got to the foul line.
Our next question will be from Mike Waters.
Jim, after all the pauses that the team had to go through there for a while, is this game finally the game that you've been looking for from this team and the kind of game it can play if they start to get a rhythm here with practices and games?
Well, we've had 2 good games, and Miami's a good team. Obviously, they've come really close or beaten people and come really close a lot. So there's 2 good games, obviously in a row. That helps. We're going to play a great team. I think the best team in the league probably by the end of the year. Right now, really, Virginia, they're playing great. And that'll be a really tough test. And their team is just so good offensively and defensively. But I think we're playing better. Again, it's been a difficult season. There's no other way to say it. Just the ups and downs and all the things you have to go through, and we're doing the right thing. We have to play basketball, but I don't think anybody's in love with what's going on. It's just difficult, and hopefully everybody can work together in this country now, and we can move forward with getting the vaccine out, getting money out to people that need it and getting money to the healthcare sector workers and equipment and get things somewhat in order. It's going to take a while. I mean, it's going to take a few months, but at least it looks like we have a work in progress with people wanting to try to work together, and I hope we can. But everybody in college basketball, it's been obviously it's a difficult year, and everybody is doing the best they can to get through this. And it's not no part of it's easy, but there's no other alternative. And you know, we just got to keep moving forward, do the best we can, and the players are, you know, it's difficult for them, but they want to play. They don't want to go home or sit home. So I think this is being managed as well as it can, and you know, we're going to try to keep moving forward as a team. We're going to try to keep getting better, and you know, see what happens.
Our next question is for Mario Sacco.
Coach, you touched on it a little bit with Marek and how he was able to drive down the lane. A couple of games ago, you said he needed to be more offensive. Are you seeing that out of him over these last few games?
Yeah, and I think he wants to be, but again, every game is different. Some teams are more capable of defending him. They had a difficult time with him at the center position. They had no. Their big guy is a really good offensive player. He had trouble playing him away from the basket, and you know, that was again. But there's some games that he has a matchup problem, and he may not score, but. He's making plays. The last two games, he just hasn't rebounded and been a factor on defense. I thought today he was a factor on defense. He rebounded better, but you know, that's the main. I mean, he's got to play defense and rebound, and then if we can get him into offensive positions, that's what we're going to try to do. But again, I thought Allen was really good today. I thought he really rebounded. He you know, he just really did a lot of good things, and you know, his last game was not good, and you know, he really bounced back tonight with a really good game.
Our next question is from Stephen Bailey.
Hey, Jim, you mentioned after the last game about Joe and Buddy having COVID. I wanted to ask about that extended break you had after the Buffalo game. How many guys dealt with it on your team, and what's the thought on whether you got it from Buffalo or
No, I have no idea, but we had, you know, as I said, I wanted people to understand that both Joe and Buddy, you know, that affects your game, and I wanted people to know they had it, but that's it, and I don't know whatever happened from wherever, but we're just trying to get through that now and move to the next stage. I think they're both back at good strength, pretty close to full strength, and you know, we'll just move forward from here.
Next question is for Matt Hausworth.
Hey, Jim, I believe I started this game 18-0 advantage, points in the paint. I mean, has that just been a concentrated effort? I mean, plus 22 in
Well,
this game. I mean, what was
every game is different. You know, their strategy, they shot 37 threes against us last year and 34 threes against us last year, so we knew they were going to do that. They actually only took 29, so but that's what their strategy is. They're going to try to score. And what happened when they did get inside, we made a couple really good blocks early, and they missed a dunk. And then again, Aluma, you know, he had some good looks in there. He was just in and out, you know. But we're trying to have them make tough twos in there rather than open threes. That's the thing we don't want. We gave them open threes in the beginning, they can make them. So we took the open threes away, and then we, you know, did a good job of covering up on their big guys, and we did a good job rebounding the ball. Those were the two key things, I thought.
Next question is from Donna DeToto.
Oh, yeah, you just answered the question I wanted to ask you, Jim, about the how you were able to shut them down from the three-point line, in particular in the second half. So I guess I'll ask you about the points in the paint situation. Were you willing from the beginning of the game to drive the ball on them? They're smaller. and, you had a little bit of an advantage there?
Well, we wanted to drive it on their center, make him play defense on Marek, but we don't really drive it that much. He's the guy that would drive it. And then when we got a mismatch, when they had smaller guys, they put smaller guys in there to attack our zone better. We got Quincy down in low, and that was what we wanted to try to do there. One time we had Allen and Quincy both trying to get down low. They both had little guys on them, but I thought that we were smart in the way that we handled that and got the ball into those guys in good positions. And Quincy did a really good job finishing down there. I just thought we did really good things on offense. And, it was just obviously we weren't making a lot of threes, but this was a game to attack the basket, get to the foul line, and to try to get around the basket area. And that's what we did.
We have time just a few more questions. The first will be from John Johnson.
Hey, Coach, you kind of touched on it, but it seemed like you guys were very aggressive today, especially on the glass. You altered a lot of shots down low. You had mentioned in the past not having the traditional center there, so you do it with, undersized guys. Is that kind of the mindset you have to have when you don't have the traditional center, to be aggressive in those areas down low on the boards and, on the glass?
You hit it right on the head there. Allen was blocking shots all night. He's like 6'6" guy. He's blocking shots coming over. Marek's trying to stand the guy up, hold him, and then Allen's coming over and blocking shots. I mean, he did a great job. He really was phenomenal today on that defensive end, steals and blocking shots and getting up on guys. We did a really good job guarding their three-point shooters. They missed some that were open, but after you've been contested a lot, then all of a sudden you do get an open one. It's a little bit harder, but and they miss some. I mean, sometimes that happens. Sometimes teams make some against you, and sometimes they miss some, and they miss some. But we did a good job changing their inside shots, and they missed some for us in there. Aluma's a really good player. He's 1 for 10. He missed 9 shots around the basket. So they had opportunities. And I'm sure if we played them again, they would have, they'd be able to convert some of those opportunities. It'd be a different game, but maybe we could make some more shots too. We missed some shots that, we usually make too from the guard spot. But it's just a really good overall defensive effort, rebounding effort from everybody.